working on these 2 inches and really diminish any kind of a solid line. But the beauty of all of this is, since you're doing a haircut within a haircut, is I'll retain that beautiful beveled, weighty shape through Amanda's hair. So you can see as I'm breaking this up, I can see exactly where there's additional weight that I need to cut out of the hair, and you create this beautiful shattered long short texture. Taking my second section, keeping it very separate from the first, bringing it right up over the eye like I did my initial section, and coming in with my beyond the fringe technique, pushing back, rolling around, and just going to be breaking up this hair from below my fingers. Again, once in at my fingers, and then in a brickway manner, move all the way out to the lengths and ends of the hair. And you know, so many people look at these blades and say, wow, it's a bit scary to use a tool like that. But in reality, you can see exactly where you're cutting the hair. So there's no guesswork, it's precision texturizing. We cut hair in a precision method with straight blades, we texturize in the same precision manner, and this gives us not only complete consistency in all of our looks, but also allows our haircuts to grow out beautifully because the shapes just get longer. The shape doesn't lose its shape. Now that I've completed that and combing this down, you can see how this has just really accentuated the shape even more. And my final section, again combing this right up over top of the eye, running my fingers back, twisting it around. My fingers are literally parallel to the floor at this point to retain that length, and coming in and breaking this hair up. So this haircut can be done so quickly, and you know, it really is the only way to be able to create these beautiful shapes with nice beveled weight areas. The beyond the fringe technique is so versatile to use and gives you so much control. You know, we don't use tiny sections because we can build the shape up so much quicker with larger sections and have complete control over it and create a look that is just really geared towards the individual client. Now, shaking all of this out, you can see how the weight area, the solid line in the weight area has been diminished, but the shape has just been enhanced by really breaking up all of the solid lines, and that's really what modern haircuts are all about. You see these loose pieces through the perimeter, through the back. You know, so often we see these haircuts where the back just looks like it's been torn, and this is how you create that with complete control and precision, and this beautiful movement with softness all through the face. Now I'm going to begin working with the rotation technique through the interior of the haircut, and I still have my beta blades. So beginning through the back of my haircut, I'm going to be working with triangular shaped sections coming from the top of the head and lifting this hair straight up from the head. And I'm just going to be breaking up a little more of that weight through the top of Amanda's hair, working right out to the very ends so that we get even more looseness and more movement through the hair. And I'm going to be working through the entire interior portion of it using triangular sections all the way through the haircut. So if you think about the sections that you would see on a beach ball, or perhaps when you look at an umbrella on the inside, we're literally rotating off of the hair in the crown and working all the way around the head shape, following the natural curvature of the head. So working with these triangular sections all the way throughout the back of the haircut, and you'll see that as I hold this section up, the bottom hair through the perimeter naturally drops out. So as I hold this up, you want to make sure that you keep that hair that's at that perimeter, not to break that up anymore, but you're just breaking up the hair that falls more through the top of the haircut. And as I work into the front sections here, combing this hair all straight up, and just making sure to drop out that hair through the perimeter to retain the shape and just break up that hair where there's some additional weight through the top. So I'm not removing any length, just removing additional weight from inside the haircut. So you can see, you know, it's about having absolute control over weight distribution, complete control over exactly where, you know, the weight is and where you need to break it up. So there really isn't a quicker, more precision way of being able to control texture through a haircut than by using these types of texturizing blades. Now working right in through the front of my haircut. And again, you'll see that the fringe area falls out, and just working on that back section, breaking that up and making sure not to leave skinny bits on the ends. You still want to retain structure through the ends of the hair. And working right through onto my final side here as well. And you'll notice that I'm rotating around the head so that my fingers are always pointing in towards my guide, which is at the crown area, and just removing any of the additional weight. And in the final section over the ear area. So keeping your sections very clean and very separate is essential when you're working not only with the rotation technique, but also with the beyond the fringe technique. And you see this beautiful texture we're able to create. So shaking this out, I mean, look at this beautiful movement in Amanda's hair. Her natural movement in her hair really comes to life. You can see these little bits hanging off and through the back. So it still has a one-length feel, but it has this great movement and texture that we've cut in with the beta blades and using the beyond the fringe technique, this beautiful torn, shattered texture through the front and this heavier feeling over the bang area, I think is just perfect for this type of hair texture and is the kind of look that so many of our clients are looking for today. Bobs will always be fashionable, but bobs that have an edge are where it's really at in terms of modern hairdressing. Now, working into finishing Amanda's hair, I'm going to be working with the Being Gutsy, which is a terrific texturizing cream from the Being line. And this will allow me to be able to have a really loose, tousled look to the hair as a finish and soften the hair at the same time with great pliability. Amanda's hair looks great without product in it and can be dried on its own, but we can really accentuate more texture by using a product from the Being line like the Gutsy. And not only is this going to give me incredible pliability, moldability, support, and texture, but it's going to, with the aid of the heat of a blow dryer, improve the hair fabric and really allow her to be able to have her hair be kept in the best condition possible. So working the Being Gutsy all the way throughout Amanda's hair from root to end. And even as I shake this up, you can see how all these little bits start to really activate through the perimeter of the haircut, having this really nice, rough, lived-in, raw, sort of unleashed texture through her hair. And I think that's really beautiful. And you can see this incredible color really come to life in Amanda's hair, where we've used the Rusk Scream, which is a great high fashion color to be able to ignite that hair. So starting to work with my Speed Freak blow dryer, which is our ceramic blow dryer that speeds up the drying time and has 2,000 watts of power. So it's a really powerful blow dryer that saves us a lot of time in the salon. And by working with my fingers, I want to enhance the natural texture in Amanda's hair. I want to take advantage of that